Picked up a nice surface radio for this boat, the Spektrum DX5R. This transmitter has probably more buttons and features I'll ever use. Buttons here, buttons under here, all the way around the steering wheel. It's got some here, but for this setup on the boat, I have it programmed on the bench. I have the countdown timer set up, so when you go 25% or more throttle, timer starts the countdown. It has, at the 10-second point, vibration and tone alarm. You can reset it anytime with that button right there. Pretty cool feature right here. I have this timer set up as stopwatch, and it's set up to this switch underneath here. So with my finger right here, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to drive it, time a lap, let's say, and to keep the time. Or you could pull off the course and check it, or when you're done, reset it with that button. I have 3 driving modes set up with this 3-position switch right here. If you look right here, the steering rates is what I got set up, dual rates. So off the bench, I got 100%, 75, 50, and on the 100% driving mode, I have 30% exponential. On this button right here, I have my trim set up for steering. So pretty cool feature. If you're turning to the right, you push the switch the same way, adjust your trim, turn to the left, just pull back on it like that. So that seems to me that'd be fairly handy to trim your boat while it's up and running. Here's a look at some of the mixing features: 4-wheel steering, dual servo steering, dual throttle and brake, motor on axle. Those are the mixes. It has ABC, active vehicle control, with steering and throttle gain, ABS, the automatic braking system, pulses the brakes. Here's traction control. So the feature that I'm most interested in, though, is telemetry. It has 3 ports in the receiver. So I'll be interested in volts and temperature mostly. Either go with 2 temperature units for the motor and ESC, and the volts for sure. And possibly I'll play around with, switch out and play around with the RPM telemetry. That might be interesting. Here's the last part of the electronics installation. I mounted the receiver with Velcro on the sidewall. And the nice part about that was I was able to have the antenna exit inside the tub immediately. I went with the side mount bracket, and I got between 6.5 and 7 inches of antenna outside the boat, so I should have excellent reception. The good news, when I fired up the electronics, there was no smoke show, but I did run into one issue with this ZTW ESC. When I fired it up, it wouldn't boot all the way up. It would just give a beep followed by a pause and a beep. Just kept doing that, a slow beep, beep, beep. But so what I had done previously on a separate battery pack, I had bound the receiver and the radio, and I had set my fail safes. So I knew my throttle, was at 0. But what I found out that I had to do in order to get it to boot up was I had to teach the ESC where the throttle was. And to do that, you start up the transmitter, you hold full throttle, plug in the ESC, wait for 2 seconds, makes 2 beeps, you release the throttle, beeps again, and then it's calibrated throttle. So after that struggle, to me, the sound of this system booting up is pretty much music to my ears. So with the onboard 8 amp BEC, it's as simple as one wire going to the receiver, your throttle wire, and your servo, and you plug in your motor batteries. I also purchased the ZTW programming card. So the one thing I did have to change, because I didn't want to reroute my wires, I could have switched wires, motor wires, but so I reversed the motor. Here's forward. It does have reverse and rudder. So everything is fired up and working. Beautiful thing. So I'm quite comfortable with this, not having an on-off switch. I have several electric helicopters are set up that way. You simply plug in the motor batteries, everything boots up. But as of right now, this rig is ready to get wet. I haven't greased the prop shaft, the flex shaft, and I'm not going to until spring, since greasing it and cleaning it off. And I need to work the prop. It's still a raw prop, but otherwise the build is complete.